Have you ever had that feeling? You know, the one where your salary goes up, but you feel like you're not actually getting anywhere? Well, today, we're going on a fascinating journey, an 8-year quest, actually, to break free from what some people call the middle-class trap. Let's dig into how it was done.
This quote from Nassim Taleb just hits the nail on the head, doesn't it? We're all taught to chase that bigger paycheck as the ultimate prize. But what if it's the very thing that's holding us back? What if that comfort is actually a cage?
Sound familiar? Your income climbs, but so do your bills, your stress, and that nagging fear of losing it all. And hey, if you feel this way, you are definitely not alone. One survey found that for a whopping 80% of people, their expenses shoot up right alongside their promotions, keeping them stuck on the same hamster wheel.
So what is this trap really all about? Here's the thing. It's not actually about money. It's about your mindset. It's a psychological trap.
And this is so crucial to understand. As our income grows, our spending just follows it right up. We tell ourselves we deserve the bigger house, the fancier car, the more expensive vacation. But all this lifestyle inflation, it doesn't buy you freedom. It just builds you a bigger, more expensive cage.
So, how do you escape? How do you pick the lock? Well, the solution really comes down to 4 keys, 4 fundamental principles that will get you out of that cage. Let's walk through them one by one, starting with the absolute foundation.
All right, key number 1. And it's probably not what you think. It's not about some complex investment strategy. It's about something way more basic, but honestly, so much more powerful. Simple daily awareness. Let me paint a picture for you with this personal story. The author remembers a time when he and his wife were earning a combined 1.5 lakh rupees a month. That's a great salary. But after paying rent and the car loan, they were only left with about 15,000 in savings. They felt so frustrated that they even went and bought a new TV on an EMI plan. It's the classic story of a high income having absolutely no connection to financial peace. This right here, this became the mantra. The fix was surprisingly simple, almost old-fashioned. They started doing daily accounting, writing down every single rupee that came in and every single rupee that went out. The reason is profound. You simply cannot control what you don't measure. You have to look the numbers in the eye and confront the reality of your cash flow before you can ever hope to change it. Okay, on to the second key. Once you actually know where your money is going, the next step is figuring out what to do with it. And that, my friends, requires a serious commitment to learning every single day. Here's a brilliant example. A relative who was financially comfortable just suddenly decided one day that he wanted to open a shopping mall in a brand new city. Now, he had the money, but he had zero experience in real estate or retail. He was operating from what we call System 1 thinking, that quick, intuitive gut feeling part of our brain. For big financial decisions, that is incredibly dangerous. Real success requires System 2, the slow, analytical, and deeply researched approach. And this number right here, this shows you the level of commitment we're talking about. The author has read over 500 business books. It's not about getting a few tips from friends or social media. It's about putting in the work every day to build the deep expertise you need to make smart moves.
Okay, so you're tracking your money. You're learning every day. The third key is all about breaking your dependency on that one paycheck. It's time to build a second source of income.
Now, 500 rupees. That might not look like a lot, but I'm telling you, this could be the single most important number in this entire story. After starting a YouTube channel, someone reached out for a consultation, and he got paid 500 rupees for his time. A tiny fraction of his salary as a doctor. So why was it so important? It was a massive psychological breakthrough. It was proof. It was the moment he realized he could actually earn money outside of his main job. It was the first little piece of evidence that a completely different path was possible. And here's where you see how all these keys start fitting together. He meticulously recorded that 500 rupees. He treated it with respect. The principle is so simple. If you ignore your little side hustle money because it seems too small, guess what? It will always stay small. But if you count it, if you value it, it can become the engine that powers your financial freedom.
This brings us to the fourth and final key, and let's be honest, this might be the hardest one in today's world. You have to resist the pressure to constantly upgrade your lifestyle.
So get this. This is a direct quote from a banker who was visiting the author. He saw the author's second-hand car and told him to get a loan and buy a big luxury SUV. He even had the nerve to say, "My car is better than yours," even though he earned way less. This just perfectly captures that crazy societal pressure to show off your wealth.
And that really boils it down to a choice of mindset, doesn't it? Society screams that your status is defined by what you spend. But the path to freedom, that's defined by what you don't spend. True wealth isn't the fancy car in the driveway. It's the savings in the bank that buys you options and time and peace of mind.
So let's do a quick recap of the 4 keys that unlock this trap. 1. Master your money through daily accounting. 2. Commit to deep, daily learning. 3. Build and, just as importantly, value a second income. And 4. Choose your own freedom over someone else's perception by living below your means.
And that leaves us with one final powerful thought. It is so easy to focus all our energy on getting that next raise. But real financial freedom doesn't come from a bigger paycheck. It comes from better habits. So the question we all need to ask ourselves isn't just about how much we earn, it's about what we do with it.